Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is Samira binti Jamil and I will present about my paper, Development of a Waqf Capital Reporting Index, WCRI, for online Waqf disclosure. And this is my research team. And the outline of presentation will start with introduction, literature review, development of reporting index, expert-driven validity assessment, and also the conclusion. So Waqf by definition is mean to stop, to prevent, to hold, retain, or to take custody, and technically it's mean a perpetual dedication of a certain property to Allah, devoting its benefit to religious and charitable causes. So the aim of Waqf as a mean for perpetual reward for a donor in the hereafter, and it is expected to contribute to the socio-economic development of society in general and also the underprivileged in particular. So issues of Waqf, despite having accumulated Waqf asset and capital that was billion in value, the potential of Waqf is yet underutilized, particularly in terms of contributing to the welfare and progress of Muslim communities in a significant manner. So the lack of performance is generally attributable to the ongoing operational challenges faced by most of the Waqf institutions, which include issues of accountability, including unproductive Waqf asset, mismanagement of Waqf property, lack of standardization and regulation, and many others. So there is a need to improve transparency. To run a social welfare organization, it is necessary to develop the confidence. To run a social welfare organization, it is necessary to develop the confidence of all the concerned stakeholders. And one of the most common method is disseminating Waqf information through publicly accessible platforms such as website and social media. So the research objective of this paper is to develop a Waqf Capital Reporting Index for the online disclosure of financial and non-financial information for Waqf institution. Okay, Waqf reporting, there are several issues with regard to Waqf reporting currently because there are inadequate disclosure because of the absent and incomplete information, limited information by focusing solely on financial information, and also recognize only the monetary value of measurable economic event based on historical cost, and it is also hard to understand due to its technicality. So we propose a solution of Waqf Capital Reporting Index to present information on financial information, socio-economic transaction, and also the environmental effect. And it is also parallel with Maqasid Al-Shariah and also based on the concept of capital that has been introduced by International Integrated Reporting Framework, IIRF. So the concept of capital and Maqasid Al-Shariah, Maqasid Al-Shariah is a intended benefit or intended goal for the benefit of humanity to achieve falah in this world and also in the hereafter. So there are 5 essential or al-daruriyah that need to be protected, which is protection of religion, protection of intellect, protection of property, protection of human generation, and protection of life has been parallel with the concept of capital. For example, protection of religion and intellect is considered as human capital, which are people's capability and potential, motivation and commitment, and innovation and learning, whereby protection of property is parallel with Waqf capital, that consists of collection, distribution, properties, and investment and development. Protection of human generation is parallel with social capital, which is the relationship within the institution and between communities, stakeholders, and other network. And lastly, a protection of life that has been parallel with the environmental capital that include all environmental resources. So, the index development, first we identify the initial reporting item by reviewing the literature, guidelines, standard and framework. For example, from the practice of State Islamic Religious Council, Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard (MFRS), Malaysian Public Sector Accounting Standard (MPSAS), Accounting and Auditing Organisation for Islamic Financial Institution (AOFI), and International Integrated Reporting Framework. And then we classify the initial item, 45 reporting item, and we classify and structure into 7 categories by reference to Makasih Al-Syariah and the concept of capital by integrated reporting framework and prior literatures. And then we do the assessment of validity using the expert-driven pretest. And then we recognize a 5-panel expert that have ample research experience in Waqf and non-profit institution. And from the assessment, we revise 6 items and we remove 9 items, and the remaining 36 items after validation has been finalized. Okay, the expert validation, the expert is being given this rating scale to the expert to give judgment on the relevancy of item to be included in the disclosure index. The expert will also encourage to provide written comments to improve the item clarity. And then we compute a ICVI score by dividing the number of experts giving either 3 or 4 by a total number of experts. And then from the score of more than 0.79 is considered as appropriate to be remain. A score of 0.7 to 0.79 needs revision, and less than 0.7 will be eliminated. So, this is the disclosure item for Waqf capital disclosure. We divide it into Waqf capital collection, Waqf capital asset and property, Waqf capital investment and development, and Waqf capital distribution. From the expert-driven exercise, from expert-driven assessment, we revised for Waqf capital collection. We deleted 1 item, which is the classification of Waqf collection based on types such as Waqf khas or Waqf general due to the expert scores. And then we revised 1 item. For Waqf capital asset and property, all is being accepted. Then for Waqf capital investment and development, we also remove 1 item, the classification of investment and development. And for distribution, all is being accepted. So for human capital, 4 item is being deleted, has been deleted. The rate of employees turnover, diversity, occupational health and safety, and career opportunities. For social capital, the stakeholder complaint disclosure item is being removed. And also for environmental capital, 2 items were being removed after expert-driven validity assessment. So research implications for policy, it is beneficial insight for improvement of policies on reporting and governance, and for practice as a guideline for the best index can be serve as a guideline for best practice for Waqf disclosure. And for future research, it can be this index can be used to measure the extent of reporting by Waqf institution. And by theory, it's used a combination of concept of capital with Makasih Al-Syariah, and it also added to the literature of agency and stakeholder theory. So as for the conclusion, Waqf institutions are established to serve the Islamic social responsibility. So the reporting should focus on the activities to preserve and to generate values guided by the organizational strategy, business model, and governance. So WCRI, Waqf Capital Reporting Index, is focusing on the capital information disclosure as a part of integrated Waqf reporting system. This system is a comprehensive reporting system for interconnected information of capital and governance to reflect value creation, and it is also expected to improve efficiency of Waqf management and sustainability through holistic view of capital interaction and value creation for users to make informed decision. Okay, and this is part of my reference, and that's all from me. Thank you very much for listening.